Hello and welcome to our How to Use Notepad to Run Python Applications. This is part of my open and free textbook, Python for Informatics, Exploring Information. At this point you should have hopefully by now installed Python. If you haven't yet installed Python, you can go and my book is really any Python version 2 is fine, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. The simplest thing to do is to go down to this link right here, which is the Windows x86 MSI installer. If you're in doubt as to whether or not you're a Windows 64 or 32-bit, just go ahead and grab the 32-bit, download it, run it. I won't go through that here. It's straightforward. It's pretty much the same as running most install packages. The other thing that you're going to want to install is a programmer editor. I recommend Notepad for Windows users. You really don't want to use Notepad. It will mess up your programs and turn them into various things and not save them the right way. So we just want programmer editor that understands programs. It'll be good for HTML, it'll be good for CSS, good for lots of things. So again, download that. There's a couple ways. You can just go Notepad Plus and Google and find it and download it and install it. But I'm going to assume that you've done both of those things. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to run the program, assuming you've installed these two things. So let's go ahead and start Notepad++. I've already got it here. And there we go. So now I'm going to write my first Python program. Print hello world. I'm not a very good typer. Okay, so then what we've got to do is I've got to save it somewhere. So we're going to run this. This is just editing a file. So I'm going to save it, save as, and I'm going to put it onto my desktop. And I'm going to name the file firstprog.py. Now you might want to put this in a folder. If you're going to be using, please don't put names in your folders, okay? I mean spaces in your folders. So I can put this in a folder, but I'm going to put it on my desktop. So the saving shows up right here. It is indeed on my desktop. Now to actually run this, we're going to run it through the command line. There are many ways to do this, but I prefer running it through the command line so you really get a sense of control rather than clicking on things. And so this is this version of Windows. I have to start a command prompt, CMD. I sort of start CMD. Sometimes it's start run CMD depending on your Windows. But one way or another, you get this little black and white, beautiful little screen. And where I'm at is telling me the current directory. I'm in the C drive users screencaster. That's my home directory. And I can go one folder down to go into my desktop. And when I'm in my desktop in this window, it's the same as here. So if I do a dir, which is the command to list the files, I see firstprog.py sitting in the exact same place that I am. Okay, so the way that you run this is you simply type firstprog.py at the command line. We're going to run a Python program, and Python sort of Windows understands that files that end with the suffix py are Python programs. And so here is my first program, but it's saying I've got a syntax error. It says something, something, something. Print hello world. Let me look at this more closely. Print. Oh, I should have called that print. Oh, and there we go. We see syntax highlighting. So now I'm going to save this. Oops. File, save. Now here's a little trick that you can do. Seeing as how I just typed firstprog.py and I want to run the same command again, I just hit the up arrow and it automatically knows what my previous command is. You can scroll through these things. Away we go. Firstprog.py. Okay, that works a little better. It says hello world now. So you just basically will write second, you do stuff here in your Python and you will save it, and then you'll hit the up arrow and run it. And there we go. I'm changing it. So this is the Python program. It's stored both on your desktop and here you can run it. Okay, and so that is basically the idea of how this works. And oh, let me show you one more thing. Sorry, I was checking my notes. If you want to run the Python interpreter interactively, you have to type its full path. C:, in my case, I've got Python 2.7 installed here. Python 2.7 / Python .exe. Oh, I didn't do that very well, but here I type the up arrow and I type exe. And so now I'm at the chevron prompt. And so I can say like print yo. I can say x = 5. Print 5. Now to get out of the chevron prompt, you either type quit with parentheses or Control-Z. And I will type Control-Z to exit. And that exits the Python interpreter, the interactive mode of Python. Okay? Thanks a lot. Bye.